Greetings, Endless Adventure Crew, and welcome to another episode of Murph's Vault. On one of our latest podcasts, Terry, a member of the Aimless Adventure Crew, mentioned something called the Star Wars Early Bird Package. Thought I would spend some time talking about that. In May of 1977, Star Wars hit the theaters, and its popularity was beyond 20th Century Fox or George Lucas's imagination. It was a cultural phenomenon. You already know that, enough said. But one of the byproducts of that phenomenon was the public was hungry for Star Wars merchandise. They couldn't get enough of it, and no one was ready to meet the demand. One small toy company, Kenner Toys, they had won the license to make Star Wars toys, and they were going to be making Star Wars action figures. However, Christmas of 1977 was coming up fast, and they realized they would not be able to supply enough figures to meet the monumental demand there was from kids and parents to have these figures to play with. So what to do? I forget the gentleman's name, but Kenner Toys, who came up with the idea, but Kenner Toys came up with the idea to sell a promise. That's right, they sold a promise, and it was wildly popular. What they did was they created a large size cardboard envelope. Inside this envelope was a cardboard action figure stand. There was Star Wars stickers, and there was a coupon that you could fill out and mail off. And you'd mail off this coupon, and sometime between February and June, you would receive your first 4 Star Wars action figures. So that Christmas morning, kids woke up. They had a very flat package they opened up that was a cardboard envelope that said, yeah, thank you for buying the Star Wars Early Bird package. You'll get your figures in about 4 to 6 months. So anyway, hence a legend was born, and the Star Wars figures became wildly popular. It was actually a great idea because there was an opportunity there, Christmas 1977, and if they would have dropped the ball, it could have ruined the whole entire line. So it was a piece of marketing genius. Anyway, this early bird set consisted of those 4 figures you would mail in for. They consisted of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and R2-D2. And 2 of the figures, one specifically, became very sought after collectibles. The early bird package, about half of them that came out had a special Luke Skywalker inside of them. It's known as the telescoping Luke Skywalker. I'm going to show you here. This is the standard Luke Skywalker action figure that was first made, part of the original 12. Okay, there was 12 Star Wars figures made. And this was the type of Luke Skywalker that was mailed away in the early bird package. It had a mechanism here, and the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader figures had the same mechanism. It was a lightsaber. You had a little tab here. You would push forward, and the lightsaber would extend to replicate the lightsaber extending like in the movie. Then it had this thin little tab on it. Well, this wasn't the first design for this figure, and for this mechanism specifically inside the arm of Luke Skywalker. The original design had a telescoping mechanism. Here it is right here, and how it worked was you would push the lightsaber out, but then you had a little tab that was there that you would have to pull out, and that would extend even farther. See it go in, and then that goes in like a telescope feature. While this was really cool, it did not pass the quality checks. The second part of the telescoping feature broke very, very easily. So about halfway through the run, they then replaced it with the single piece that we all know and love on this figure that you would just extend out, and that's it. However, about half the early bird packages included the telescoping Luke Skywalker that reached the general public. Some of them had the normal lightsaber mechanism. So that created the legend of the telescoping Luke Skywalker. There are examples out there that are in private collector hands of also Obi-Wan and Darth Vader having a version of the telescoping lightsaber. However, those are even more rare. Those were not included in the early bird package, but somehow those were early versions that made it actually into the carded versions and out to the toy stores. But like I said, those are even extremely rare. So you'd be more likely winning the lottery than finding one of those out on the secondary market. Another figure from the early bird set that is less in demand, but was the Chewbacca figure. This is the Chewbacca figure from the original 12, and he had his bowcaster that was molded in black plastic. His gun. Alright, yawn, but you know, he's one of the major characters. However, once again, in the early bird set, in their rush to get the figures out, and I don't know if you can see it here very well, but his gun was actually molded in green plastic. I don't know if they all came this way, or like the telescoping Luke, only about half of them did. But this gun was molded in green plastic. Later carded versions was in black plastic. So that's known as the green blaster, green bowcaster, green gun Chewbacca from the early bird set. So anyway, those are two figures that are special from that set. The Chewbacca isn't in as much demand. The telescoping Luke Skywalker, much more in demand, sought out by classic Kenner Star Wars collectors. If I was to guess right now, you know, value and cost can average. A toy is only valuable how much it's worth to you and how much it can actually sell for. But I think on average, a telescoping Luke Skywalker goes, if it's in this type of shape, probably goes for around $300, give or take. Sometimes more, sometimes less. You notice mine's a little crooked here because it's been bent over the years. However, the paint is still good. There's no yellowing, no chipping, so I've been pretty lucky to find this version. I got this a number of years ago. So that's the story behind the early bird package. Also, you may find some out there. In 2002, with the release of Revenge of the Sith, Hasbro Toys, the monster toy company that bought out Kenner years ago, they actually re-released a copy of the early bird package. You could buy it in toy stores at that time. It had the same original cardboard envelope. It had the original stickers, the original action figure stand, and a coupon for you to mail in to get 4 figures. You did receive 4 figures in the mail. It was Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, and R2-D2. However, they were updated and newer molds. Kind of a cool little homage to the original early bird set and the original figures. And as Vader would say, now the circle is now complete. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will be back again for another episode of Murph's Vault, where I will talk about some other toys from my collection. Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you.
Star Wars figures. R2-D2. Chewbacca, Luke, and Princess Leia. They're the Star Wars Early Bird set of figures. These action figures are not yet available, but this Star Wars Early Bird certificate package is in stores with this colorful Star Wars picture display stand and certificate to send in to get a set of figures by mail. They'll be sent to you at home between February 1st and June 1st. The Star Wars Early Bird certificate package, new from Kenner.